Yuki Kobayashi is all but confirmed to be joining Celtic in January in the transfer window. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and the not so breaking news is that Yuki Kobayashi is all but a Celtic player. Ange has made it well known that the guy is on his radar. He's wanted him in for a while. He came out last month and said he was a big target for him, and it looks like now that target has been completed. The club VISSEL have come out and they have admitted defeat in their bid to stop Yuki Kobayashi joining Celtic in the January transfer window, saying it would be too hard to keep him now. The 22-year-old is a free agent in January and he can join the Scottish champions on a freedom of contract. So yeah, it's pretty weird to see someone's contract end in January. Normally it ends in the summer, but I guess with Japan, I don't know, maybe Asian football, maybe their contracts run out at a different time. But regardless, he will be a new Celtic player, and I haven't seen him play. I could not tell you if he's any good, but I think Ange's track record in signing Japanese players so far for Celtic have been pretty good. I think we can all agree that Furuhashi and Hatate have been big successes. A lot of people aren't too sure on Maeda, but I still think he's a solid player. I wouldn't say he's bad. And Ideguchi has pretty much been hampered by injuries the entire time since he's been at Celtic. So it's hard to judge Ideguchi, but it looks like Kobayashi has potential to potentially be the best of them all. However, according to reports, Ange Postecoglou isn't ready to stop there. It is understood he's looking for another striker and another right back in this January transfer window. Now, in terms of the striker, that doesn't really surprise me that much. As good as I think Giakoumakis and Kyogo Furuhashi have been domestically, in Europe, they just haven't taken their chances. They haven't been good enough. And we can put the blame on the Celtic team as a whole. It wasn't just those two that missed chances. It was a combination of the entire team. But at the end of the day, those are the strikers. Those are the guys that are played up front through the middle of the pitch. So when something goes wrong, then you're going to look at the strikers. You know, they are going to take most of the slack. So I'm not surprised to see Ange Postecoglou looking for another striker. Now, whether that is someone to come in and go top of the pecking order and jump in front of Furuhashi and Giakoumakis, or it might even be someone to come in at maybe the bottom and give him options, someone who he doesn't think will be maybe pushing Furuhashi and Giakoumakis for the first spot. It could be more of a rotation striker. What I would say is, I don't think Giakoumakis is getting a lot of game time at the moment at Celtic. I think if Celtic bring in another striker and he gets ahead of Giakoumakis in the pecking order, then Giakoumakis becomes third choice striker. I don't think he'd stay. I think Giakoumakis would leave. You know, he had a really good goal scoring record. He was the top goal scorer in the Eredivisie before coming to Celtic. I'm sure he's probably not happy at the amount of time he's getting at the moment playing second fiddle to Furuhashi. If he dropped down, if he was playing third, if he was third choice striker and getting even less minutes, getting even less substitute appearances, then I am sure Giakoumakis would probably be looking at an exit from Celtic Park. And regarding the right back, Ange Postecoglou looking for a right back. This to me says that Juranovic is pretty much going to go, and Ange has kind of just accepted it, because I mean, you've got Juranovic, who is talked as, you know, this great player, Croatian international. They're not looking for someone to come in and take the right back position over from Juranovic. Ange isn't planning on dropping Juranovic and having him sit on the bench while someone else plays right back. No, he's not going to do that. And of course, you've got Anthony Ralston, who in my opinion has improved so much over the past 18 months, 12 months, and has come on, has actually proven himself to be a really solid right back. So the fact that he wants another right back, it tells me more that he needs to replace one of the right backs that he has rather than add another one to the squad depth. And for me, the person that's most likely to leave is Juranovic. I don't think Ralston would leave. I think Ralston, albeit maybe one day he wants to be number one, but I think at the moment he would be content. Ange does rotate the squad about quite a lot, so Ralston's probably happy with the amount of game time he's getting at the moment. But yeah, the fact that he wants to bring in another right back tells me that it's not to add to the numbers, that it's not so he can rotate a third right back into the system, into the starting 11. It's because he has to replace one of his current two right backs, and for me, that pretty much confirms that Josip Juranovic will not be signing a new contract and that he might want to leave in January. If not January, then in the summer, once this season is over. And last, but certainly not least, Everton are apparently linked with Big Ange. And I can't say I'm surprised. Look, the problem for Ange Postecoglou and Celtic is he's came in relatively unknown. He's done a great job, but now other teams, bigger teams, are going to notice that great job that he's doing. And sometimes it's a curse that if you outperform with a small club by such big margins, then you are just going to attract the bigger clubs, and that can't really be helped. And honestly, I think the only thing letting Celtic down, letting Ange down, is the fact that they didn't live up to their expectations in the Champions League. I'm sure if Ange had done better in the Champions League, let's say for example, Ange comes in last year, wins the double, League Cup, and Scottish Premiership, it turns around that deficit with Rangers in the league. Then this season, looking great, playing good football, playing attractive football, 9 points clear. They were competitive in the Champions League, albeit didn't get results. Could you imagine, for example, they did get the results and Celtic, let's say, did make the last 16 and they were in the draw for the last 16? Could you imagine the amount of teams that would actually take more interest in Ange? I'm pretty sure he would be on every top club's radar that's looking for a manager. And by top club, I don't mean the Real Madrids, but you know what I mean. I mean clubs that are big clubs that are financially better off than Celtic. Clubs like Everton, clubs like Aston Villa. Now, some people might say Ange is happy at Celtic, and to be fair to him, he looks very happy at Celtic. But let's remember Steven Gerrard, he looked very happy at Rangers. He says, don't I look happy? Yeah, he was loving it at Rangers, and then all of a sudden, he got the big move to Aston Villa. So sometimes the move to the Premiership, sometimes the money is just too much for these people to say no. Gerrard couldn't say no, and who knows, maybe if Everton come in with an actual offer and they lay it on the table, it probably would be hard for Ange to turn that down. But we'll see. Nothing's been official so far. Everton haven't even sacked Lampard yet, so we'll have to wait and see what's happening there. But for me, Lampard's not the man. I think we've seen since Lampard came in, he's taken them nowhere. If I was Everton, I would have personally got rid of Lampard last season, but they didn't. They've kept him, and it's one of those things, you can just tell that Lampard's taken Everton nowhere, so they may as well just hurry up, get rid of him, and bring someone else in. Could Ange be that man? We don't know, guys. Catch you in the next one. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you excited about Kobayashi joining Celtic? Do you think that potentially Juranovic could be gone and with adding another striker upset Furuhashi and more so Giamakis? And last but not least, would Ange have any interest in the Everton job? And if an offer did come in, if Everton put an offer on the table, would Big Ange sign it? That's the real question here. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think down below. Catch you in the next one. From Fog Football, I'm out. Peace.